Today I'm going to show you the top 5 best decks for the 20-win challenge and how to play them. The 20 wins challenge is arriving in Clash Royale in just 3 days, so I'm going to be just showing you guys the best decks for it and how to play each one of them, because if you guys want to do well in the 20 wins challenge, you should already be trying to think about what deck you're going to use, and you should already start practicing it if possible as well. We're going to get a nice king activation here. For deck number 5, guys, we have this really nice Golem deck. I really like this deck because it has the Golden Knight to completely destroy these annoying Cycle decks. The Golden Knight hard counters all these Goblin Hut decks that Cycle players have been using. And you also have the Prince to do heavy DPS, and you have really something for almost anything in the game. Like, you have double reset in the E-Drag and the Zappies if you struggle against, like, Inferno Dragons. With this deck, you're going to be pretty, I guess, in a good spot. In quite a good spot, so, yeah. And also, guys, this 20-win challenge is going to be bringing an exclusive 20 wins emote, as there always is each year, so definitely going to be quite a big flex if you could get it. It's going to be one of the rarest emotes in the game, or maybe the rarest, so yeah. We're just going to go for an aggressive Golem right here, simply because our opponent cycled his Goblin Hut, and he already played his E-Giant, so we're pretty free to go in for this. We're also up a couple Elixir as well, which is nice. And yeah, everything in this deck just works so well. If your opponent has Lightning, they counter your E-Drag, but not your Zappies. And if they have Fireball, they counter Zappies, but not the E-Drag. So it just works really well. I don't really know how this guy's actually going to kill my Golem, honestly, because he wasted the Goblin Hut. So he's probably going to be forced to just kind of let that chip away at his tower. It's not going to get any crazy damage, but still kind of nice for us just to get anything here. The Golemites themselves also do pretty heavy damage. I mean, nothing crazy, obviously, but they do more than most people would expect. And this deck is also just really easy to play and really easy to pick up, so even if you're not much of a Golem player, you could probably still find pretty good success playing this deck. The Zappies do such a good job of stunning up the bowler. Oh, he missed a Tornado a little bit. And also, guys, why you see the random Evo Ghost in this deck is really just because when you play your Golem and you just get a huge push one lane, you force kind of all of your opponent's ground cards out of their hand, and if you do that, then you can pretty much just go for an Evo Ghost other lane and just force out so much Elixir out of them. And this is like the perfect scenario to try out the Golden Knight, because our opponent plays the Goblin Hut on defense, and he's really trying to abuse it here, but I feel like with a good Golden Knight ability, we're definitely going to be in a great spot. Yeah, look at that ability, man. Now, our Golem is pretty much dead at this point, but you don't have to take your opponent's tower and get so much damage every push. Sometimes you just want to get a little bit of chip, as we do right there with a pretty nice little Golden Knight chain. We're going to E-Drag way high up just so he can't get a Lightning on my tower. Nice, he tries to pull it away with the Tornado, but honestly not that good of a Tornado for him, if you ask me. Now, our Ghost is going to die here. E-Giant is getting actually a lot of damage, so not the best spot to be in for us, but not the worst either. We can actually just get our Golem right here down low just to tank for this baby dragon. This matchup seems to really kind of go either way. It seems like he has some pretty good stuff going for him, but also we're making this work as well. This Ghost down the middle should be pretty nice. It's just going to probably get right on his hut, or I guess just force out that. Now, I could try to get a nice Golden Knight here soon. I'm kind of just waiting for the right time. I'm just going to go for a Golden Knight in the back, guys. I'm going to let this Golem go. And I think I will try to also pull this baby dragon away. Yeah, this baby dragon's a little bit annoying for us, so it's kind of nice to just pull that all away. He's probably going to get a really good Lightning here, but potentially I could body block with a Ghost so he can't kill my E-Drag with the Lightning if he goes for that. Okay. I don't know really what's happening right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Wow, that Golden Knight! Oh my gosh, that Golden Knight did a lot of work. E-Drag is still alive, and it does chain on the tower. Prince is going to kill the bowler, it looks like. Or at least most of it. Okay, perfect. I could just get my Evo E-Drag down the middle for the hut, and he's hopefully going to have to Lightning really quickly. Come on, go for your Lightning. Bro, this guy's not playing his Lightning. I'm going to go for a Prince just to keep on body blocking. Nice, we body block for the Evo E-Drag. Guys, that is so huge for us. You can see, even if they have Lightning, it's not a guarantee that they're going to counter your E-Drag. Ghost is going to take out most of this bowler. I can even... Well, I was going to pressure more, but actually, no. I'm just going to focus on defense right now. Let's just defend. But wait, guys. Wait, the right side. The right side. Dude, I kind of have to go in right now, guys, because he has Lightning, and I don't have a big spell. So I kind of have to try to pressure a lot right here. Beautiful Golden Knight ability, though, and hopefully with a nice Evo E-Drag, we can somehow chain here on the tower. Come on, please. Evo E-Drag! Evo E-Drag is going to chain! Nice, guys! And you would think E-Giant usually counters Golem, but you could see we're just doing such a good job breaking through, and Zappies honestly carried us quite a bit as well. Next up at deck number 4, the 4th best deck to play for the 20 wins challenge, we have this Royal Hogs deck with the Giant Skeleton. I know Giant Skeleton is actually quite off meta, but this deck does work really well, guys. It's really good for just overwhelming your opponent, and if you can use the Evo Skarmy well, you know how to actually play it properly, it can just get you crazy value. And the way you usually play it is that you get an Evo Skarmy split in the back, and then you Giant Skeleton right in front of the captain to just like hold it really far back, and you put your opponent in such an awkward spot. If they don't have like arrows or something, sometimes there's just nothing they can do. Our opponent right here does have the Pekka, but Zappies are going to shut down the battle ram pretty easily, and we can just get our Skarmy up high just to make sure the Pekka dies. He's getting a lot of magic archer value right here, to be honest, but overall I'm pretty happy with this start. We could definitely break through nicely in this matchup. We just have to mostly watch out and make sure we don't overcommit, because overcommitting is really going to be our biggest issue. Because we can get damage, but sometimes we just have to like spend a little bit too much elixir, a little bit more elixir than I'd want to spend in trying to get damage. You can actually activate your king off of Magic Archer. I don't think I can do it right here. I think it's probably going to die before I get my king up, but we'll see. Oh, he actually goes for the zap there. Yeah, guys, I think my Magic Archer, I think his Magic Archer actually might have got my king up right there if he didn't zap. He had to zap right there because, yeah, the Fisherman would have just like pulled the Magic Archer here, then it would have just pierced on my king tower, so yeah. He does have the Fireball, which is kind of annoying for us, but guys, we have our Giant Skelly here, and he's probably going to have a Pekka for it, right? But he did waste the zap, right? Wait, I'm going to split my Skarmy in such a way that the captain should stay behind the Giant Skelly, but the rest of the skeletons can like go for the Pekka. He could get like an Ewiz or something. Yeah, he does get his Ewiz. Oh, dude, if that killed the Ewiz. Wait, he played the zap. Nice. If that killed the Ewiz, that would have just been game over, but yeah, that's still kind of nice for us. He played the zap just being a little bit scared that that skeleton general would survive. And we can just go for our Piggy's same lane here. Obviously, he has Fireball, guys, but even if he Fireballs it, it's not really bad for us because that just means that our Mother Witch and our Zappies and whatnot are going to get a lot of value. So we could actually work with this pretty nicely. Now, this Ghost is definitely going to be quite the issue for us right now. Dude, I'm so scared of this Ghost right now, this evolved Ghost. No! Oh, thank goodness we just dealt with the Pekka. Guys, I was so scared I just lost the game right there. Honestly, his Evo Ghost kind of destroyed me. I'm going to go for the Piggy's other lane. We have so many Ghost ghouls right now. Oh my gosh. And he can't really deal with my Piggies and my Ghost at the same time. Ghost gets even more ghouls, and they kill the Magic Archer, and they just take the whole tower. This deck is so broken. You can see this deck is kind of just like a chain reaction. Like, you get one thing, they Fireball it, then you completely abuse your other cards that they then don't have their proper spell or proper counter for. We take a very easy win. Ah, may the 4th be with you all. Anyways, guys, moving on to deck number 3, we have Electro Giant. This deck is just a really nice deck to counter a lot of other beatdown. I know I beat it with Golem earlier, but this deck really does counter most beatdown decks, like especially Lava Hound it counters, and it could counter Recruits pretty easily. And you could beat Golem with this deck, you just have to kind of outplay them, because in that match I kind of outplayed my opponent who was playing E-Giant, but you're also able to outplay Golem if you make some good plays that they don't make. We do get a kind of an aggressive E-Giant off right here, but because he just wasted his hut on really nothing, I feel like it's actually not too bad of a play. And maybe I'll Baby Dragon for the minions, we'll see though. Okay, yeah, he goes for a Miner, so I'm kind of forced to Baby Dragon here. We'll see if he gets another hut down, he probably will, but just kind of waiting on that. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Lightning right here, kind of aggressive, but I think maybe our E-Giant will do something. Okay, I was mistaken. Oh wait, that's a little bit of damage. We take that one zap on the tower, not too shabby. I do also want to give you guys a few tips throughout this video for the 20-win challenge. So, guys, my number 1 tip for the 20-win challenge is to play extra safe when you're 10 wins or below. I see so many people who are really good players just get so many losses early on, and then they end up, you know, getting like, I don't know, like a 5-2 record. They just lose against some silly noobs or something like that, and then they lock in later. They go all the way to like 15-2, but just those early losses completely cost them their 20-win attempt, and they end up just losing to someone that they probably should have been fine against because they would have had more lives to spare if they didn't just get those silly early losses. Wow, our opponent actually has Minion Horde, what the heck? We're gonna get a really good E-Giant though, and then we just get a free King activation. I think he thought I would try to NATO the Ghost to my King Tower, but I actually didn't, so we get a pretty good trade right here. We could go for the Baby Dragon, it's gonna kill the minions, then go for the Goblin Hut. But yeah, guys, just try to play extra safe when you're 10 wins or below, because most likely a lot of you guys are gonna be better than the players at that range, but it's just very easy for them to get some random dumb, like, Lava Hound first play or, like, Sparky first play or something. So if you're playing aggressively, you're just going to really do yourself a disservice, you know? Like, if you play passively, you're just going to make sure that you can beat those players that you should be beating. Anyways, our opponent does go for another Goblin Hut. This time we're going to get a Lightning again and just hopefully have our E-Giant actually do something. We could just pull this all in here with the NATO that's going to kill the minions, and E-Giant is on 1 HP, but as we all know, the 1 HP E-Giant does get pretty crazy tower damage every time. And this deck is just really good at beating the dumb decks in the game, I want to say. Like, just those annoying no-skill decks, like, you know, even Sparky and stuff like that, you can beat pretty easily. Just like all these toxic decks it does so well against. And guys, against something like Sparky, by the way, with this deck, you kind of want to sometimes play it more like a control deck in some matchups. Like, I see people very often play E-Giant, sometimes more like a Golem deck, when it should be more like a defensive deck. Like, in a lot of matchups, guys, with this deck, you literally just want to play pure defense, and in one of those matchups that you want to do that, I mean, one of the matchups you want to do that in is just against Sparky. Like, you literally just want to play pure defense, then pretty much not play your Electro Giant whatsoever. Like, you basically just want to get Baby Dragon spam, you want to Lightning the Sparkies. You don't actually want to almost ever play the E-Giant. Except sometimes as a counter push later in the game, you can get your E-Giant if you have some nice counter pushing troops. I'm going to E-Giant kind of aggressively here just because I might as well make use of my Knight and everything like that. My Knight, my Baby Dragon, everything. Baby Dragon does get right on the tower. He does go for his Minion Horde, but we could just go ahead and pull that into our E-Giant. Minions actually do outrange the E-Giant Zap right now, so you actually usually have to Tornado them in. Knight does handle the Evo Ghost pretty nicely, and this guy just does really not seem to have much of a chance to get his proper push off. He just keeps on getting shut down. We're just going to get our E-Giant just completely barricading the lane right here, and we can even just go for a Barbell to deal with the Spear Goblins. Okay, he does go for the Minion Horde, kind of expected that, but Baby Dragon's going to deal with everything, I think. We can even just go for an Evo Baby Dragon as well, just to speed up our E-Giant maybe a little bit. Nice, man. E-Giant gets right on the tower, and you can see how easy this deck is to play. Now, coming in at deck number 2, the second best deck to use for the 20 wins challenge, we have Royal Giant Ghost with the Evolved Witch. I would really highly recommend this deck, guys. It's just such a well-rounded deck. It can counter beatdown pretty well for the most part. You can counter cycle decks if you play this deck right, and you just have a great synergy all around. You have the Evo Witch to bait out stuff like Valkyries and Mega Knights, and then if they spend that onto your Evo Witch, then your Ghost just goes absolutely crazy, and everything in this deck just seems to fit so well together. So I really enjoy playing it, and I feel like there's pretty good outplay potential with it as well. This guy is just playing kind of like a hyper bait deck here. I don't even know if he has a Goblin Barrel, though. We'll see about that, but I think the Witch is probably going to do a pretty good job for us in this matchup. The Witch is going to do great with just controlling the lanes and stuff like that. So overall, pretty chill start. Nobody really gets much damage. I'm going to go for my Evo Witch right here on the Goblin Gang. Just going to be a nice little counter push for us, and we can also try to just go aggressive with the RG, just to get the maximum value out of my Evo Witch. I feel like the Evo Witch could get a lot of value just defending here, so I think it's kind of nice to go for that. And I probably have to Fireball this Mother Witch. I'm not really trying to deal with 1,000 piggies, if I'm being honest. Alright, nice. Nice, the Witch does clean up everything. Maybe it can even get on the Dark Goblin. Nice, it gets on the Dark Goblin just a little bit. I could just go for my E-Spirit. I don't want to overspend with the Ghost by accident. Now, guys, I do have to say that this deck is a little bit on the higher skill side of things, I guess you could say, because it's kind of hard to learn all the Fisherman King Tower activations and stuff like that, but once you do learn everything, you can start to do so well with it and have so much success. Now, guys, if you want to pick up this deck for the first time, definitely the thing you should focus on first is just learning every King Tower activation with the Fisherman. Like, obviously, everyone knows how to activate off the Hog Rider. At least I think most people do. You just go for the Fisherman right here in the opposite lane of the Hog, but yeah, for some other more advanced ones, like activating your king off the Ghost and stuff like that, you might have to just practice a bit to actually know how to do that, but it's definitely well worth it to do so. Wow, man, my E-Spirit just sold there so badly. He's gonna have to deal with my Evo Ghost, so I'm just gonna RG on the right side here. Nice! Because he played the Skelly King, guys, so how can he deal with this now? He goes for the Skarmy, we just get our Fireball. I honestly don't know if I really had to Fireball that, but I think it's good. Yeah, Witch kills the Dark Goblin, and man, Asap's defense is just completely getting run over by our Witch, especially. I think the Witch is really the MVP right here so far. The Evo Witch is just so hard for him to kill, and it deals with the Skelly Barrel, deals with pretty much everything. I might even go in again pretty soon here with an RG, but you know, guys, one thing I do have to really watch out for right now is the Evo Skarmy, so instead I'm just going to Fireball Cycle, because I know he has the Evo Skarmy, and if he goes for that, and I play just a log, it's just going to completely wreck me. So I'm just going to get the fireball once again, and we take a very quick win. I can say with absolute certainty that Minor Poison with the Evolved Royal Ghost is going to be the #1 deck for this 20-win challenge. It's just so powerful. It can outplay pretty much anything in the game, and it's just so strong in so many aspects. I don't know, man. Like, you can even play a lot of different variations of this deck, guys. Like, we do have the Archer Queen up in here, but if you prefer a bit of a quicker cycle, you can always, for example, put the little prince instead of the queen, or even you could have minions as well up in here. There's just a lot of cool variations of the deck to run, and just, yeah, it's just so strong right now, so powerful, and I don't know, man, it just gets you better at the game, I feel like, playing a deck like this, you know? Our Goblin Hut is doing a pretty good job right here. He does get the arrows down, though, but look at our right side tower. Dude, guys, our right side tower just completely saves the day here. If that mini Pekka didn't die there, thanks to the right side tower, I would have probably just lost my own tower. But yeah, we got a lot of queen damage on the tower. Queen is actually going to be pretty nice in this matchup just because of the ability, which can help us take down Sparkies. And against Sparky, you do have to be a little bit careful because you don't have like a ton of distractions for it, but if we're smart and we get good queens and we go for like Evo wall breakers to blow up right on the Sparky, I think we can probably have a pretty nice chance right here. I'm going to just get my Barbarian Barrel down low. You don't really want to spend your Goblin Hut and your Archer Queen too freely in this type of matchup, because if I do, I could probably pretty easily get punished for that. I'm just going to get my Evo Ghost in the back right here, and I'm kind of expecting him to maybe Sparky, but we'll see if he does. Okay, no, he goes for a mini Pekka instead. But man, I feel like this could be pretty good for us right now. We could even get our Barbaro up in here just to try to like distract the mini Pekka a little bit. He does go for his Ewiz as well, but that's just so much elixir out of him and so much time that he has to use not attacking me, you know, with the Sparky. So looking pretty good for us right now. He does go for the Sparky into our Archer Queen. And guys, notice how I kept my Evo wall breakers. I could have just cycled them, but instead I'm keeping them on purpose. Nice, beautiful prediction poison on the Skarmy. We could pop our ability, which is going to damage down the Giant. But yeah, guys, notice how I could have played my Evo wall breakers, but I purposely saved it just in case I need it for the defense right here. Because I might, on the Sparky, need to play my my evolved wall breakers. We'll see about that, though. Maybe I won't have to. Maybe I will. We're just going to use them to kite right here for the mini Pekka. I know he does have the Evo Skarmy, so I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm going to make sure I have my poison at the ready for the Evo Skarmy, because that actually could be a pretty big issue. Yeah, here comes the Evo Skarmy. We're going to get our queen ability, though, and we completely take it down, so that's pretty good. Sparky really seems to be no problem at all for this deck. Nice, the Barb gets the second hit there. And guys, that is already game over. This guy's not breaking through. Make sure to like the video for good luck in the 20 wins challenge.